Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I am Jordan, and we are going to do New Riff Malted Rye. This is a 6-year age-stated whiskey, bottled in bond at 100 proof. Says sour mash in here. Now, in my opinion, New Riff is absolutely killing it. I've only had two. I have a bottled in bond down below, and I have single barrel down below, and their bourbons are absolutely astounding. Now, this is one that is on my list, sorta, or was on my list. Dan and Sean, thank you guys for doing the reviews that you do over on Bourbon Junkies. They're one of the guys that I follow. My palate lines up with theirs fairly close, but not always. But they were talking about a New Riff malted rye sherry cask finish, which sounded absolutely amazing to me. If there is such a thing, if I heard them right, I am looking for that like nobody's business. I've never seen anything even remotely close to it, but if I ever do find something like that, I am going to be all over it. I am a huge malted rye fan. When I was looking at distilling, malted rye was going to be my bread and butter, and then doing different finishes and doing stuff to it, because malted rye to me has the best flavor when it comes to a rye whiskey. So when I saw it, or when my wife saw this and it was on the hit list, I said, hey, buy it. But this is not a finished whiskey, unfortunately. And I think the finished one might have been in some sort of special release. So I'm not so sure I'm actually ever going to get my hands on that. But if I do, that would be awesome. But we did tap into this already, and it doesn't disappoint. New Riff just has not disappointed on any front ever. So go ahead, keep that up, New Riff. Super excited about that. Again, my wife picked this up down in Denver, and she paid a little expensive, $72.99 to $73. I like to see those new riffs in the $50-$60 price range. The Sagamores, they tend to run in those $70-$80 price ranges. But you know what? For $72-$73, let's call it $72.99. Definitely not going to whine about that because it's just excellent. So, like I said, it's ringing in at 100 proof. The distilled spring of 2017. Yeah. Non-chill filtered. Yeah, that's just good stuff. Has really nice color to it, nice burgundy to it. In the glass. Now I'm just coming off the heels of that Woodenville, which was like a caramel bomb. This is actually, again, this is very bourbony in the nose, but it's like a floral cherry caramel, like a caramel dipped cherry. A little bit of oak in there. A little confectioner sugar. Again, a lot of sweet notes in there. Then almost like a milk chocolate on the back end of that. It smells absolutely light, refreshing, sweet, almost candied sweet. There's a density on the back end of that nose. Kind of nice. Yeah, and then that florally cherry up front. I'm digging this. Let's see how it tastes. Man, like I said, they are killing it. A light sweetness up front. It moved into kind of like this graham crackery graininess in the middle. On the back end, you definitely get hit with some ethanol, some rye spice, and some oak tannin, along with a little bit of actual oak impact. So a little bit of oak flavor and that oak tannin in there. None of which is overbearing or tannic or super bitter or anything like that. It's very nice, well done, evenly balanced. And I would say the flavor profile is very well balanced, where you got just enough sweet up front, just enough rye spice in the middle with that graham cracker, and then just enough spice on the back end of that it's really a well-balanced whiskey that it hits all the key flavors. Again, both the Woodinville and this new Riff, nowhere near an MGP profile when it comes to rye whiskey. There's not that anise, eucalyptus, minty, none of that's in there. It's very bourbony on the nose, and those notes hit up front in the first part of that flavor profile. Second sip, yeah, sweet caramel this time, and then it quickly moves into that rye spice that just kind of carries through. A very, very excellent whiskey. If you are a rye fan and you have not checked out New Riff, um, New Riff just has good whiskey, and I've not done the rye yet. I don't think. I don't think I have. Oh wait. Boy, how short the memory is. I have a single barrel rye, which we picked up on our trip to North Dakota, actually, a month ago. So just in the last couple of videos, the New Riff single barrel rye, just did that one. So now we have a New Riff malted rye. Love the single barrel, loving this malted rye. I've been doing this now, so this is what happens when you have 300 and something whiskeys sitting about. You kind of tend to forget. This is why I have an Excel spreadsheet, and this is why I have a hit list, and I'm trying to focus on that hit list, because otherwise I'm like, oh, this looks awesome. I've never had this, and I come back and I have a bottle of it already. I know, terrible, terrible problem to have, but really, again, I'm trying to explore new stuff and help you guys spend your money more wisely so that you aren't spending the copious amounts of money that I am spending on whiskey. So, no bad words about this. New Riff is an excellent rye. I forgot that I had that single barrel, but I was thinking not a single barrel. I was just thinking a standard rye, which I've seen also. But these two are killing it. So there you go. Eggs on my face for your enjoyment. Go ahead, drop in the comments down below what you can find a bottle of New Riff Malted Rye. This is their 6-year for in your area. And if you have any information about a sherry cask finish or some sort of cask finished malted rye, drop that down in the comments below. I would be extremely interested in where you are and have access to that. I will take trips within reason, Wyoming, South Dakota, Montana, North Dakota, Nebraska, Colorado. I haven't gone over to Idaho too many times or Utah, but both of those are within reasonable driving distance. So if you got a place where I can get one of those within reasonable driving distance, let me know. I also have friends in Wisconsin, Indiana, Washington, and Oregon. So if you're in any of those areas, let me know. I might be able to get something from one of those places as well. So as always, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. If you're watching this on BitchUte, thank you so much. I do greatly appreciate it. Share this out with anybody else who you think might get some value out of this. And as always, we will catch you in the next video where we're going to look at this High West double rye. And you guys have yourselves a great day.